and like kind of up, but I'm always like when it's raining, they're like on like a mound of it looks like wood chips. Like I'm just worried that they're just gonna go down. It's just so
All right.
good. Yay.
Go ahead, start recording the audio, senor.
Record. Okay, yep.
All
What was
right.
all that rustling sound? Did you hear that? What
Oh
was that?
shit. Is it me?
Might have been me and my
Got it.
headphones. I'm
I
not
thought it might
sure.
have been.
Yep. Done.
All right. Three, two, one. Let's roll.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 214 of your Endless Ranters podcast. We do what we want and we appreciate your support. My name's Chris. I've been calling everything I don't like a commie for 40 some years, and I am right. I was made right. I feel whole again. I feel whole.
Vindicated.
Yeah. As Michelle Obama said, this is the first time I feel proud of my own opinions. No, I'm just kidding. Like I've been pretty, I don't know, whatever that was all about. Anyway, I am joined by my other hosts. First one is Juana. It's a soggy mom living in a crunchy mom's world, and also a Maxwell housewife. I don't know why I have such a hard time
Unfortunately.
saying that.
It's because I,
I
I
think you're
think I'd,
overthinking it. You're doing too
It makes
much.
the
yeah,
coffee.
I'm just a
Yeah,
soggy
probably
mom.
too.
I
There's
have,
way
you
too
know
many
what?
syllables in
I
there.
haven't
There's a
been
lot of
making the
syllables in
coffee.
there.
I haven't been making the coffee. Husband's making the coffee for the past month. It's like I'm living in a new house. Every day I come back from my walk, nice little cup of Joe. And I
I
take it with
have
two
I've
hands.
always make I've always made the coffee. Like, you know how men will pretend like they don't know how to do stuff so that the woman does it all the
Yeah.
time. Like, I'm pretty sure that my wife is like pretends not to know how to make coffee. Like that's the
It
one
tastes
thing
so
that she
much better
does.
when someone makes it for you. It
That's
really
true. Yeah.
does. It really does. It's like a salad.
I don't know what the
Really?
hell that means, but like I guess that's a good lead in. I mean, that's not a good lead in to it's producer Manny. What's going down, old man?
So what's this I hear about leopards with huge testicles? What's happening out there?
Leopards with big balls?
Yeah, yeah, big ball
Oh yeah,
leopards or
yeah.
whatever.
He's just in charge of your health care now. That's all. You know,
Okay.
yeah, don't worry about
Well,
it.
We
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the new director of the IRS. His name's Big Balls. We will address him as Sir Big Balls.
sir,
I
big
can't believe
balls.
I told you guys that I met a guy with elephantitis of the scrotum, right?
You have told us that many times, and it's like we're not
Right?
interested at all. It's like we're always trying to change a subject, and you're always trying to bring it back.
It was fascinating.
For you,
Fascinating.
yes,
His
but not for us.
his friend told me, and I just was like lockstep. I need to see them. He showed them to me. Crazy.
But couldn't he just show you a picture? Like he didn't need to like drop trowel, right? You
It
know,
I
was
you know what
know.
I'm
back
talking about?
before, no, it was back before this. It was like, flip phone era, maybe. So
Well,
we
I would
had to
just
go into
say
a
that
bathroom and
even
like investigate. It was at a party. I was like,
I was alive at those
I brought my
times.
girlfriend.
I was alive in the pre-iPhone times, and
Yeah,
protocol would have been like, I will meet you at a later time to see
sure.
photographic evidence of this,
I would
not
not stop. I would not stop. I was relentless. I
it's probably
never
because
even
you saw
heard
that
of something
movie
like that.
Elephant Man. Remember that movie Elephant
Yes,
Man that was
that's
on TV in
exactly.
like
And then when they said
the
it like
early
that,
80s?
exactly what happened. That's
Yeah, I
exactly what
remember.
happened.
See,
Elephantitis. I was like, word? What?
this is how
Yeah.
they get you because I remember seeing trailers for the
That's how they
Elephant
get
Man. Yeah, follow along, brother. I remember
All
seeing
right, lay it
trailers for
out.
the Elephant Man during like prime, like daytime network television, right?
Okay.
But like there was a crazy scene, and I don't even care, judge me all you want, but there was a crazy scene in that movie where some woman exposed her breasts to the Elephant Man,
Hmm.
and he was like, "I'm not an animal." I don't know. I don't know if it was at the same time. It wasn't the same scene, but he said that. I don't know.
Was
Don't
it out
focus
of
on that
pity?
part.
Like this poor guy's never gonna see some titties, or why
Yeah,
would
yeah.
she?
But when you're freaking 10 years old, you're just like, oh my, I
So
mean,
many inappropriate movies at 10.
how
I
can I
saw
watch
The World
this?
According to Garp. Did you see that one? Also
No,
very
but hold on.
inappropriate
But
stuff.
then it's like
It's like one movie at a
like
time now.
you become you're 10 years old as a boy and you become keenly aware that there's
Disease.
this woman's taking her top off. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't matter
Oh,
if
I'm
it's
sure
to
it
like
has
a
to warp your perception. It's like, wait, do I have to get some awful body dysmorphia to be able to see
yeah.
some titties? Is that what this movie's telling
Yeah,
me?
exactly. Like I don't it's like what's up? My face looks normal. What's up? Like I'm never gonna no, but then the night comes around where that show's actually on because they've been telling you like the trailers have been showing you this stuff as a kid for a while,
Right.
and then your parents like go to bed.
It's like, all right, have fun processing that as you try to go to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. Like just imagine the rage, like the what?
It's
What?
like, what do I feel right now?
I think I watched part of it. I remember I had like a black and white TV in my room, but
Ooh
it's
la
like back
la.
then, like you couldn't really do things sneakily because like if you walked on the
Oh
floor,
yeah.
like it creaked.
Yeah.
If you turned on an old TV back then, it would be like
A huge noise.
like there,
The
there was no
bulb
like
lighting up. It was like "Whir," it made
yeah, there
that
was nothing like even like electronic stuff you turn on, it would make noise. Like it would make a lot of noise
There's
or like
a
make the lights blink or
for
something.
sure. For sure.
So,
it'd be a clicking or a whirring or
but
some sort of
in
indicator
the
that you're
end, in the end, it was disappointing because it was like they didn't show you anything. I mean, it was like freaking ABC on a Sunday night for after all.
Yeah.
It was just real freakish, and you're just sitting there as a 10-year old, like, man, why
you don't know
are
what
all
to
the
think.
adults? Yeah, what's the adults? What's wrong with the adults? Like, why are the adults
I
watching
remember
this
when my
crazy shit?
son was 10, there was a show like Wipeout or like they would throw things at each other, but one of the girls was like topless, like her top came off. Gosh, the TV was crazy back in the early 90s. She was like a girl that was on the Corolla show. I can't think of what the name of that show, but they blurred out her suit falling off. And I
Uh-huh.
remember my son, he was 10 years old. I remember him screaming, "Why is it blurry? Why is it blurry?"
It's like she
I
had
would call
elephantitis
this
of the titties, that's why.
I would call this, and I'm not even sure when it started, when it ended, but I would call this the enticing era of television because like everything was designed to like entice you into something like, ooh, what is that? Like I mean, now it's
Entice you
like
into
there's
a
a
new
billion
car,
things. Now it's like
entice you
Yeah.
there's
into
everything,
some new house.
your phone, the internet's taken over that role. But back
Yeah.
then,
Hmm.
before the iPhone, before all the notifications, it was like network television, Sunday night, Saturday night, movie of the week on ABC,
Oh, yeah,
trying
for
to
sure.
entice you with stuff like the whole like Ace Man had Jacqueline Bissett on his
Yeah.
podcast this week.
She didn't seem to like him.
Yeah, I don't really like that was a downer. She seems like she's a corrector.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like she kept correcting him on like word choices
Oh, I
Yes.
wish I had listened. I haven't heard that
or
episode yet. I
verb
haven't.
tenses because
Uh-huh.
he would say things like, "But back then you were against that, right?" And she would be like, "No, no, actually back then I was okay with it, but then shortly after back then I was against it." Like, okay, okay, lady, you just like
Yeah.
correcting dudes. Like,
It
all right,
was
I understand.
a lot of that.
And
A
like no
lot
one's
of
ever been like, "Shut up."
I'm sure it had
that.
to rattle Ace. It's like, no, not more of this.
I think he did his best to
He
be like,
did.
no, no, what I meant was,
Right.
and like what everybody's thinking is like, why are you being so disagreeable, lady? Like
Yeah. She
Hmm.
came off as very disagreeable for
you're not
sure.
Jacqueline Bissett from the Deep anymore. Like,
Yeah. That was a
but
great
no,
movie.
that,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Well, you know, to that note, like they used to play the Deep on like Saturday afternoon movies
Yeah.
on network television when I
Sure.
was, again, when I was like 10 or 12. You'd be like, "Oh, the world of sports." That's a hard.
Wide world of sports.
Yeah, it's over, right? So they stopped showing
Hmm.
like skiing.
Hmm.
Right.
And then like, oh, here's the ABC Saturday afternoon movie of the week. It's The Deep with Jacqueline Bisset and Nick Nolte. Was it? Or no,
Yeah.
no. What's the guy from Jaws?
Oh gosh. I have
Oh
menopause
shoot,
brain. I'm
I'm
sorry.
yeah. Anyway, but like, and then it's like, oh wow, I'm just watching this lady practically skinny dip on a Saturday
Yeah,
afternoon on in black and white, of course, which is
sure. Yeah.
Was she
our kids
afflicted
will
by
never understand that part.
elephantitis?
No, well, no, no,
Okay.
all was good.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the Elephant
I wasn't
Man.
sure. I thought maybe there was like a running theme going on tonight. Oh, yeah, it was Jacqueline Bisset, Nick Nolte, Robert Shaw, Eli
Nick
Robert
Wallach.
Nolte.
Shaw, Robert
Nick
Shaw.
Nolte
Oh,
before
Nick
he
Nolte
lost
was
it.
in it too. Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
was young
and
Nick
Robert
Nolte.
Lee Minor.
That was older Robert Shaw, younger Nick Nolte.
Hmm. From
Robert Shaw was the
'77.
guy I was thinking
Anyway.
about. Yeah, though. But
Okay.
yeah, that's a different time.
Oh,
Sorry.
But
it's about
it's
treasure
not like there's
hunters? Okay.
less. I'm saying
Uh-huh.
that it's not like there's less because now the internet is taking that over to like entice everybody all the time about any whatever,
Yeah,
whether it's sexual stuff or like royal news stuff.
sure.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like more, it's just kind of things haven't really changed. They've
It's
just,
more fear porn and anger porn, and it's like get people all
yeah,
hooked,
yeah, that's a good point.
addicted.
Yeah, they've just diversified to where they're not just trying to like turn you on with like titties anymore
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or whatever, but it's like, it's their, or
Each
like,
their own.
yeah, or like,
Elephantitis balls or big
yeah,
titties. Big
Fabio,
balls or titties.
but but they're just coming at you from all different angles now.
Yeah, all of
Well,
the angles.
is that by accident or was that by design, man?
I think it's the human design, the human condition that I always get back to, where
Mm,
it's just
okay.
like what people naturally do. Like people, like there's always going to be a snake oil salesman,
True, true.
right? Like there's always going to, like, whether it's, you know, 1910 or the year 1000, there's always going
2910.
to be somebody.
Selling collagen.
Oh, is that what you
Getting
got? You're
some.
slinging these days?
No, it's my same pill. It's the pill that helped me, but they
I
came,
believe it.
came
Yeah.
out with a con. I mean, I'm 52 years old. I don't get needles poked in my face. It's working. Does its job.
Just a lot of like creams and stuff. Yep.
Sure,
Hmm.
sure.
Always
Snake
with those
I
oils.
creams.
mean, yeah, I mean, you shouldn't get, yeah, I mean, when did the whole needles getting stuck in your face become okay? Like
Oh my
that's,
gosh. They do it so
that was
young now.
Sex in the
My
City.
daughter's friends are doing it. They do it at like
Yeah.
23 years old,
What was the
Why,
in their
man?
cultural
Why?
20s.
movement? What was the cultural thing that made that like Sex in the City or like Real Housewives kind of popularized all
You
kinds
know,
Yeah,
of,
well, it was a
I,
reality TV show because that's where
mhm.
they started talking about it a lot.
Yeah, because
it
I
just like
watch
kind of
Sex
normalized
in the
that
City is
stuff.
something that I rewatch a lot, and they I always send pictures to Kylie. I'm like, I just love how like they just look so normal. Like their makeup's normal, their hair is normal, like it's frizzy and it's just normal. Like wrinkles are normal, bad skin can be normal. Like there's all kinds of normal faces. And Sex in the City, they're not over glamorized. It's so weird how the Kardashians and reality TV really changed how women are like how they view themselves, honestly. Like when I see Kylie's young girlfriends who are so gorgeous say that they had a Botox party at her salon. Like there's not a girl in there that's over 35 years old. A Botox party where they were just injecting shit into their face all night long.
What's telling them they have to change that stuff? Like what's like, because I'm gonna say TikTok, but I'm sure
They
I'm
say it's
wrong. But it's like
maintenance.
what's
They
telling
so if
them
you
to
never
like,
form the wrinkle, then you don't have any. If you never form the wrinkle, then
Yeah, but all that stuff
no,
that
but
you're
what's
injecting
telling
into your
them? Like,
face.
what is it? Like, it used to be Cosmo, an article in Cosmo or something, right? But like, what's
Hmm.
telling them? Like, what's beating this into the brains of young girls now? Like,
I don't know.
social
I don't
media,
know. That
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's
maybe,
that. It's that.
maybe,
It was reality
and
TV.
maybe their moms are doing it. I
I
think a
mean,
lot
there's
of women
that.
my age really, really are into it. So if your mom's doing it, and then her girl's telling her, "Oh, you do it
Well, I can
preventatively,"
attest to that. Yeah, like it does. Like so I just watch my twin girls as kind of like a, I mean, they're my world, but they're also, it's like almost like a science experiment too.
Sure.
Because I watch how they learn things. Like I
Right.
teach them things, but there's certain things that I don't even know what's going on. And they're all of a sudden knowing about these things like makeup.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they just watch Laura
Hmm.
and they just like watch. It's not even like
Yeah.
questions and like training.
No.
It's more like they just watch.
They,
Yeah.
mm,
They really
I
do watch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to see it in
It's like
your
sons
daughter.
watch their dads too, and their mannerisms, like girls like pick up on a lot of that maintenance stuff. Like
Yeah.
they
We
just want
noticed
like
it at Disney World that Kylie has so many things that I do. Like I like to tell other women that they're beautiful or that I like their shoes or and little kids, I like to tell them that, oh my God, you're cool. And she does it too. And she said that she had never noticed that she does that. It's just something that she does. She didn't notice that it was something that she learned because I do it, like because like spending that kind of time with your adult child. I don't know. They just pick it. They watch everything. They see everything, even the stuff you
it's
don't
sweet you
want
do
them to
that
see.
stuff. Like I like seeing videos of people that do that stuff, but I don't really want it in my orbit. You know what I mean? Like as if
It's
Laura
such
was
a
to
fast
be like, you
interaction.
better just
It's
knock
like
it
so
off.
fast. It's
Like knock
so
that off.
fast.
Be like, knock
It's
it
like,
off.
and
You
kids
don't
are
know
drawn
that
to me.
person.
Kids are
Stop
drawn
trying
to
to
me. So
interact with people.
yeah. Yeah, I think Bill doesn't like
Yeah,
it
that's
either, but I
is that
don't
what it is?
care.
Is like you don't like the interjection into someone's personal space? It's like
I think
don't
for
bother
me,
them.
I'm like, well, that, and it's like, I'm like, you, like, people are increasingly crazy.
Yeah.
True,
And
true.
like one of these days, you're going to use like the wrong term that's going to set one of these mamas off, and they're going to start swinging at you. And then I'm going to have to get involved. And like, I'm probably going to get hit by a woman. And someone's going to be recording.
I have a great example
Like,
of
there's going to
that.
be all
So
kinds of people recording this stuff. And I got to make a decision. Like, do I need to like defend myself or just get my ass beat by a woman because I don't want to
back,
be recorded, like defending
Yeah.
myself?
Yeah.
Like,
back
don't, I don't want
during
to be put
my
in those situations.
I think it's like a dog fight. You just have to touch her on her butthole.
Like, stop being so nice to people.
that's quite the drastic
They should
measure.
say that at Disney because there's all kinds of wild like fights that go on at Disney. They should start telling people that as they
Quick,
walk in.
jam a finger up their butt.
Like
Someone said that on my housewife the other night. It's like, I've never heard that.
like Archie Bunker, there was a if you remember All in the Family, Archie Bunker used to yell stifle
Mm,
and like everybody would freeze. And I was
yeah.
like, and I remember as a kid, I was like, whoa, what is that? And it's like, it doesn't really mean anything, but it would freak out. Yeah, then there
Mm,
needs to be a word that freezes all the adults at
yeah,
Hmm.
Disney when they're
for
swinging
sure. Oh boy.
in front of the kids at Buzz Lightyear's race.
That
Yeah,
probably
it's
brings
like
it out in you though, because I'll tell you what, it's very competitive.
it is. It's very stressful. Yeah, like I mean, I admit I don't want to go there because I could be part of the problem very easily because it's like there's a lot of people trying to edge in front of you all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like being in traffic. Yeah,
That's
it's
why you
like
have to be nice to people. I mean, there's no choice. You're in traffic. So if you're standing next to a lady that, is wearing something wild,
Hey
you just
man, if you're in
leave it.
traffic, you are traffic. Remember.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm done. I'm
exactly.
done.
yeah, it does not compute. Let's change the subject.
Yeah, we got
What is
lots to
this?
talk
I
about.
didn't come here to be
We never
attacked.
even went to our list.
I didn't come here to be attacked like this.
Well, look, you did come here to be advertised at. Here is our endless renters pint.
Look at that. Would you look at that pint?
There you
I
go.
love it.
So
Um,
there's
I
more
love it.
coming.
But I didn't see it. I didn't really see it.
Oh no, you didn't. My bad.
Oh, I like the eagle.
I know, it's
Yeah.
so good. I want it on a sweatshirt.
I
So
like all
yeah.
eagles right now. Yeah, eagles are big. Eagles are
Does that include
popular.
the Eagles that are headed to the Super Bowl?
Well, I don't really like the Philadelphia Eagles, but I do want them to win.
Oh, really?
But I don't want the Chiefs to win is it. So
There's a guy
What
on
do you have against
TikTok
the
who said
Chiefs?
I'm one of those never I'm a
sees
never Chiefs. It's like the never Trumps. I'm a never Chiefs
A
guy.
never
nice.
cheaper. What'd they do to you, Chris?
Well, I don't really I don't really get involved in other people's feuds, right?
Hmm.
So I know that a lot of people hate the Eagles. Most of them are like Cowboys fans, uh, Redskins fans, whatever. I don't like them, but I don't really hate. I don't really like hate them like with a passion.
Right.
Because there's a difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yours is more just like
So
you're just like, this is just like whatever.
yeah, I don't
My
really
heart's not
like
in
them,
it.
but I don't really hate them.
Yeah,
But I
you're
do
not that
like. I like some
invested.
of their players. I like Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. Like he's kind of done everything right his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
He is literally. I think that he is one of these guys that is just like been a star all his life. Like I think he's been a star like all his way through high school, college, all that. His dad's a football coach,
Mm-hmm.
and he has, and you know, the joke is like, well, you know, he just has no controversies. He seems like a good guy.
I'm sorry, I checked
That's a
out
good.
when you started talking about football.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So did Manny. He made a big mistake there. He regrets it. It's clear.
I was just trying to keep it going, keep it topical, but let's make sure that our
Do you think what's his name is gonna sing Kendrick Lamar is gonna sing the song about Drake being
I
a pedophile?
I hope he does.
You do.
Yes, and I think Donald Trump is going to sing along every word, bar for
He
bar.
loves that song. He loves that
Really?
song.
Does
Yes.
he
I didn't
really?
know
I was
that.
just kidding, but
He
does
loves no, he loves that song. He tweeted about it before he got elected. He said, I just heard this song at one of my campaigns, and this song is like, this is our song. They're not like
This
us.
is our song.
Yeah.
the
And
who
he
has
rolled up the other
the
day
Super
rolling
Bowl? Is it
Fetty Wap
NBC?
at the golf course. Fetty Wap.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I was joking because I was like,
No.
it would be funny if Kendrick does do Not Like Us and Donald Trump is up there in the booth like lip syncing along the whole time, like
Yeah.
he knows it word for word. But I
And then
don't
they do an
think
Elon Musk
whoever has
commercial.
who
It's
has the
Hillary
who has
Clinton.
who has the Super Bowl this year? Is it NBC or CBS?
Mm.
I don't know.
I'm. Oh, hold
I
on.
thought it
Let's
was
find out.
Fox. No?
I don't think they're going to show. I don't think they're going to. Well, it's a good question.
Give me
Is
a
he going to
second.
do that track? Is he going to perform
I
that
think there's a
track?
like a bet about it, right?
Yeah,
Is
and
there
then
a bet about it?
also, are how many
Yes,
is
it is
Fox
Fox.
is Fox going to show Donald Trump in the booth like
Oh, I hope so.
more often or less often than Taylor Swift?
Ooh,
Ooh.
good question. Ooh, what if
No,
they're
they're
in the booth
definitely.
together?
No, they're definitely going to show him more, just because I mean it's the year that he got what is it elected, and then
If Donald
shortly
Trump,
after the
Remember when he tweeted that he
inauguration.
hates her?
oh, I sure do. Yeah, that was the day he got shot in the ear. That was a
Mm.
crazy day because I was like, one of the first, I was like, that was one of those days where I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was in the pool.
mowing the lawn or
I was in the
something,
pool. Yeah.
and I was like, oh, he tweeted that he hated Taylor Swift. That's probably not going to. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to be upset about that. And then he got
Yeah.
shot like a few hours later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's how obsessed they were. It was like, send out the shooter. Let's go.
that probably, I don't want to get shot, but that probably kind of took
Big
away from the
mistake.
fact that he hated the most popular woman in the world. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
that was kind of because it was a weird thing to tweet or truth, to be honest. I
Well,
mean,
I mean,
yeah, it's like it's not a weird thing to feel.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. But when you're his
uh,
age to tweet it.
but yeah, that was again,
He's got a
I tell you,
granddaughter though. I mean, he can have thoughts on music. Like I said, he
oh,
rolled up the other day, bumping
that's
Fetty Wap.
the best explanation is that he's got granddaughters that hate Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, and he was trying to be cool to his granddaughters. But I don't know, that was a weird thing to say. But then he got shot in the ear, and it's like, okay, well, I guess things are even. I don't
Wouldn't that
know.
be
It's like,
funny?
Right.
He was like, "Oh, you don't like Taylor Swift? Watch this."
oh man, but yeah, if the it would be an ultimate power move for Donald Trump to like go to Taylor Swift booth
Hmm.
Yeah, for
and be
sure.
like
For
start
sure.
cheering for the Chiefs and Travis Kelsey.
Hmm.
That would be insane. I don't like the Chiefs and I don't want them to win, but that would be just the ultimate power play because they're like in some
Oh,
corners
her
of the
team would
country,
never have it because she's already embedded into the big pharma money. Like,
but she can't real well, that's why I'm saying it's the ultimate power play because it's like, what is her security team gonna do? Like not stop the Secret Service team? Like
you might have
I'm
more,
joking. I'm joking
yeah,
because I don't really, I don't really think it's gonna happen, but it's like
it'd be great if it
that
did
would be
though.
just a wild scene
Hmm.
because he
I hope
hates
he
her,
shows
but
up.
he's been saying that Travis Kelsey is like the best. He's
This is
been
my wish. Patrick Mahomes' wife makes those jersey jackets for all the wags. I hope Trump is like fashioning some kind of one of her pieces, or Melania is fashioning one kind of her pieces, because
I don't
the
know.
wags hated her because she was for
That's true.
them. So
Yeah.
I hope that she like fashions something for Melania or fashions something for Trump that kind of just is a little bit more like they're not like us. That's my hope. I'm just putting it out there.
I hope that something good comes out of it too. I am very nervous that, well, I imagine that all of them are nervous too because like Brittany Mahomes, Taylor Swift, all of them. I mean, in all fairness, like they're mega stars. So it's like
Sure.
they're worried about like, should I do that? Should I give him something? Should I not? Should I say
Right.
hello? Should I? They're
I
probably
think you
nervous
have to be
about.
bold now, though. I think you
You
have to be
do,
bold at this
you
point.
do.
And I think we're going to see more of that, more people feeling like they can stand up. And I think it would be so good if she did that because she
The
already
only
stood up. They
problem with
already took
that,
the heat for it. They already took the heat for
that's true. That's true. The only problem with that
being,
is like sometimes these people do stand up and they kind of shit the bed a little bit, like they
yeah.
kind of like
But remember, everybody was a
they
little
do
bit
or say
upset.
the wrong thing. And
Yeah.
the American people, like we got to remember, like as good as things are going now for us and like the Trump and all that, but side and all that, but it's like the American people are very fickle.
Yeah.
And
Well,
if like,
we're going to see Elon Musk bought $40 million worth of Super Bowl
is that confirmed?
advertisement.
I haven't seen if
I
that's like from a like CBS or NBC, like one of those organizations or not, but
I can't remember
that's
where I
pretty
saw it.
wild.
Damn it.
But that's a thing too, where it's been a crazy year, and even people that think like us, but maybe don't worry about it as much, like
Yeah.
they could be put off if Trump and Elon Musk try to bring some political stuff into the Super Bowl, like too much.
Is it political though to let the American people know what's happening? I mean, is that political?
Well, everything is political. I really think everything is political, and
I hope it's an Alice in Wonderland commercial. I hope
some
it's
of
like a
those,
rabbit hole.
some of those stories are so disturbing
Nothing's
that
confirmed so far. So
Okay.
yeah.
some of
Damn
those
it.
I just think this is part of the human psyche. Like when we're in a good mood and are on our way to like our, you know,
It needs to
not
be
even like
disrupted.
not even a personal thing, but like if you're on your way to like a your best friend's 50th birthday party or something like that, you you can be told serious truths on the way there, but you'll kind of resent that because at that moment in time, like you were here to for something else.
Oh,
Mm.
Like
gotcha.
you were trying, like this was a special day. This is
Yeah.
the day where we like eat fucking food and does like just drink nacho cheese and like,
Yeah.
get
I'm sorry,
heartburn real bad. Like we just, like take Pepsi AC in the morning.
I need a 7 layer dip or I'm not going to be fucking happy on Sunday. I'm just
Yeah,
telling you right now.
and I think that part of the this is just me being maybe super anxious, but it's like part of the human condition is like when people are like just trying to have a good time, they don't want to be hit by like a bunch of like nasty truth.
All right. Well, I guess we're about to see.
Like now, people like we're going to be like, "Oh my God, did you see Elon was talking about all the wasteful stuff on during the Super Bowl commercial?" But like there are people out there that are just
Yeah.
like,
If someone's forcing a red pill down your throat, it you might choke on it a little bit.
"That's
It
true."
might
Yeah,
hurt, you know?
it might just people come to these things differently. So I don't know. But again, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it and it's like hilarious and
I'm
they pull it
ready.
off.
Yeah. I'm excited. It'll be
But
fun.
I do think like humans are just real, uh, like as a mob, or like no, not a mob, but like because that mob is just smaller, but like as a really large group, humans are just a little bit wary to like go full hog on something.
Yeah.
You know, that could be life changing. That could be like country changing. I don't really want to believe it. I don't know. But
I think you're right. I think it's a lot of people are not wanting to believe what's happening. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening and people are pointing out the weirdest shit. And there's a lot of good things happening in our country right now, and people are just like,
it would be pretty funny though if the Chiefs, like I don't want the Chiefs to win. I've said that, but like if the
you
Chiefs
did.
won
Hmm.
and then the Chiefs go to the White House to hang out with Donald Trump, and like Donald Trump makes it
Big
like
Macs.
well, he makes it like he like keeps like he's like buddying up with Travis Kelsey. He keeps complimenting him, like even though he said he hated Taylor Swift as his girlfriend. Like it'd be hilarious if Travis Kelsey proposes to Taylor Swift after if they won.
Oh,
He says yes, they get married,
I like
and then
this.
The Chiefs go to the White House, and
Yeah.
Donald Trump makes it a point to like buddy up to Travis Kelsey. like like it's just a it's just a weird thing because Travis Kelsey right now, even though Trump said he hated Taylor Swift,
He was just trying to
Travis
get his
Kelsey was
attention. That's
Travis
all it
Kelsey when he
was.
was asked about it, he was like, it's a great honor to have the president at the game."
Yeah, I mean,
Because he
it
can't say anything else. He can't really
Can't go off
say like I'm
script.
going to punch him in the mouth.
that used to
Right.
be that's an
Really crazy. It's
American
really
value.
weird.
No, no, no. That's an American value, and I appreciate it because when Joe Biden was our president, I try not to say bad things about him because he's our
Yes, but it's
president.
also
And I think it's an American value, and I
yeah.
hope that people can remember that that used to be an American value. That no, and I know that people who serve in our military, regardless of who the president is and your feelings, you serve under that person. Like that's how you feel when you're that. And as a
Someone
respect
close the door,
level,
please.
it should be that way. So I hope that he's trying to be an example,
I really
for
like you are you really are 100% right because there's that deference to the
2 weeks in
president.
a row.
But at the same time though, like I'm not giving you a but. I'm just saying at the same time, isn't it it's also an American value like if some dude is just like I hate your girlfriend, you're just like I'm gonna fucking punch you in the goddamn face.
Yes.
Like I am required to fight you now.
Hmm.
Take that back. So it's like there's
I
some
think
really
President Trump's offended boyfriend on behalf of wounded girl. I think it,
yeah, like it's so crazy.
right?
It's so the
It's the pre
dynamics here are just like
Yeah, well, you don't expect that the president of the free world will tweet out, I freaking hate your girlfriend.
it was all caps.
Unprecedented. Of course it was.
It was all caps.
Of
Like
course it was.
you
How
really
can you not
can't take that
you
back.
not
Like
love
you
a man
can't,
who is like has that much vigor that he's like full caps every him and Kanye, it's a Gemini thing. You know what? I might start going all caps.
but at the same time, like I'm thinking it myself, but at the same time, Trump could be at the White House. The Chiefs are
Hmm.
Super Bowl champions again, and he'll just like walk up to Travis Kelsey and be like, "You know, I was just kidding when I said I hated your girlfriend in all caps, right?" and shake his hand real hard.
That's his
And
I
business,
love the
and
way he
dude.
puts
like,
his whole body
I
into
mean,
it.
it's part of it's. I mean, I'm not dogging Travis Kelsey because it's like part of dude code is like,
And he's got to
okay, I
respect him.
guess
He's
I kind of
older.
have
Like,
to
there's a
I kind
lot
of
of
have to
things.
accept I kind of have to accept your apology in this moment because there's so
Yes.
many weird things going on.
Hmm.
And then you're just, but at the same, if you're the younger guy, you're just like, I hope you don't say it again because then I'm like, then I got to do something. Like,
I'm
what's going?
obligated
Like,
to
what?
reply.
Got to come to the White House and get my ass beat by
But
a
then I
Secret
can't get
Service.
back. But yeah, but then I can't get back. Like, what I got to do? I got
Ever.
to play another year or win another Super Bowl to get back here to like have a go at you.
Yeah,
It is the like,
it's
well, like I said, it'll be the ultimate power play if he's
it's
just like,
crazy.
it's
Yeah,
not
I hope they
normal.
show him a lot. I hope they show him a lot because, we the people,
You think
There's
people's
that
there's
president.
a
I hope he's
there is
drinking
that
out of a
meme.
plastic straw, and I hope he's like just drinking Diet Cokes all day long. God bless
oh
him.
my god,
Who's drinking out of a plastic straw? Oh,
Trump.
plastic,
Our
not paper.
president.
Plastic, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's see, these things are weird to me. Like the plastic straw stuff, like I cannot remember the last time I was ever offered a plastic straw. Like like what kind of weird communist hellscape are y'all living in where like plastic straws are being even in your vicinity?
When you get a Starbucks, when you get a In-N-Out burger, when you get a
In and out, I
a
don't know if
smash burger.
I've been in and out in Texas before, and I don't think they've plastic paper straws.
Oh, you said plastic though. When you're like, when
Yeah.
are you looking for a
No, I
plastic
know. I'm
straw? I'm like,
sorry.
I'm looking for a plastic straw every day of my life.
Listen.
I got a glass one.
I'm a little bit inebriated, and both words start with P.
All
I'm
right.
saying that where I live, all the straws are plastic.
Well, I live in California.
I know.
And when
That's what
you
I'm
go to
saying.
these restaurants that
You
are
live in a
so
communist
fancy,
hellscape.
they're like, here you go. And then you're drinking your drink and
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're
tastes
drinking a
it
tree. You're
tastes
drinking
so
tree
horrible.
particles. Yeah,
It's
you're
got
drinking
like
tree
it has
particles,
its own flavor.
and
It
it's
it
glue.
literally has the own flavor is glue. Thank you. I didn't know that. I literally did not know that until just a
That's what I'm
second.
saying. Like, I
But
don't
that
know.
is the
I've
own
never
flavor.
seen,
It's
I haven't seen
glue.
these things. I've not been presented with a
It's like a
paper
paper
straw.
mache straw. It's
Yeah,
glue.
that's
That's
weird.
exactly what it is.
Is it
I
It's
know I
soft?
haven't.
horrible.
I am familiar with like the properties of paper
I bring my own.
and how
I
they
bring
do
my
break
own.
down with water. But I gotta tell you, it's been a long time since anybody's ever had
Well,
the, you know,
thank God you're not in this hellscape that we live
that's
in,
what I'm
huh, Manny?
saying. Yeah.
I know. And we have Gavin telling
It's
us
just like
that,
Adam
oh,
Carolla. It's like Adam Carolla with his passion fruit iced tea. I'm like, I cannot relate because no one's trying to
it's
give
in
me passion
every
fruit iced
restaurant
tea.
because they don't want to wash the machines. It's flavors the mold that sits in the iced tea machine.
Oh, that's gross.
That's what passion fruit iced tea does. Dawson said it under his breath.
That sounds a little bit much, but I'm going to go ahead and agree with
No,
it
it's
because
true. That's
I think it's
absolutely true.
gross, and I never really like no one really serves
Yeah, Google that,
around
Manny.
here. It's
Google me
like,
right.
do you want regular tea or sweet tea?
I don't want
Mm-hmm.
any tea.
It's like
I love tea.
it's like do you want regular tea that tastes like tea, or would you like sugar
You can
syrup that tastes a
taste when
little
it's
bit like
fresh
tea?
too. You can taste when it's fresh. You can taste when the machine is good. Like I love McDonald's has the best iced teas, just plain old regular tea. I'm sure their sweet tea is great too.
Uh-huh.
McDonald's blast Lipton and their machines are clean. Like you can taste the deliciousness of it. I don't go there because it's
I was just about to ask. I was
principle.
just about to get into an interrogation about how often you go to
No.
McDonald's because
But when I was a McDonald's person, I would get my iced tea there. Yeah.
yeah, around
All
here, there's
right.
just like you go to like any place and it's just like regular iced tea or iced tea with a shitload of sugar in it.
Nice.
There's no
Yeah, that's
passion
good
fruit.
stuff.
There's no, I think maybe around here there's peach tea.
Yeah,
That's like the
it's
sound
on the
like
same
people
flavor
like.
of oh yeah, maybe peach is different. It's like a Snapple, huh?
Yeah, you know that is kind of a cultural thing. There was back in those days, Snapple was a big thing.
Hmm.
Not to get off on a thing like a sidetrack, but like Snapple was I like to take
Yes.
note of big cultural things. The
Uh-huh.
99-cent Snapple
Oh
and
yeah,
the peach Snapple, and then they had
for
other
sure.
flavors too. Like that was a period, right?
I can honestly say I've never had one of those drinks.
Okay,
Like I've
never
never had
mind.
a
Okay, just got
no, no, no. But I
okay.
understand. Like it kind of took like a. I've been against
The
You're
like the
aware of
Snapple
it
sweet.
though.
facts. The
Oh
See
my
Snapple
that
gosh,
okay,
it
facts.
that
was
supports
the
my point
biggest.
even
No,
more.
it was so huge, and it was like a New York thing. It was like
They
when
had things
bagels
on the
came about.
lid.
When
They had
Hmm.
things on the
yes,
lid.
things on
Yeah,
the
the Snapple
lid.
facts.
Bagels and Snapple hit California at the same time.
Oh, bagels. Yeah, bagels were
Like
yeah.
it was a New York thing and everyone wanted like this New York vibe and Snapple and bagels hit at the same time, I swear to God.
No, I
But
can. Oh,
I mean I
no,
love a
yeah,
bagel.
I don't need. I don't. I mean, I might look it up later, but no, I feel that because
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what was probably what
That was an era in like the late '80s, early
Hmm.
'90s where it was like all about Snapples and bagels.
It was. It really
don't forget to
was.
And I
don't forget to
promise
check
you,
out.
I'm gonna. We should name it this. That's the name of this
Hmm.
podcast, but it does not represent what our podcast is about. But Snapples and bagels is
In the
I
sounds
mean,
like
morning.
we had
something.
a full list of things we were going to talk about, and look at us. We're talking about Snapples and bagels. So,
No, I think we've done a couple things. I promise.
okay.
No, I haven't.
It's okay. The world is ever changing. The landscape is ever changing.
Well, that's
Ah,
Yeah,
part that's
next
part of the
week we'll
reason as
try
to
to.
why we couldn't ride the
it's
Snapple
so
train forever.
much.
I do. I
From
will
your
admit I
mouth to
drank a lot of.
God's.
I will admit I drank a lot of Snapples. And but I also say like that was kind of like there's something in our society in our well maybe in all societies where like the 99 cent. It's
Oh
like
yeah, the
that
Arizona tea is
99.
99 cent
Yeah,
too,
that
right?
99 cent price point
Oh
will
yeah.
make you believe in a lot of stuff.
I used to sell mail, mail, and I would sell to car dealers and the when I would make their ads and their things like the 9.99 and like that's a thing. Like the 99.99 tricks
Well,
people
but
into think
not
they're not paying 60 grand for a
that's
car.
definitely a thing. But like I'm thinking about like when I was like 18 in high school,
Yeah.
18 in the early 20s, broke. Like then the 90, the no, the point, not 99.99, like the point
Yeah.
99,
No, I get
point
it.
99, like that
Have
was
you
like whether it was a hot dog or a taco or like a
my
2 for 1 or
you know
whatever.
what
It was like
replaced the
that was very
Snapple?
important.
What replaced the Snapple is the Red Bull and those
Oh,
Energy
weird
drinks, yeah.
super caffeine drinks.
or a
Because
monster.
I was
Oh,
thinking
Yeah,
about it this
yeah.
morning because my daughter, which I hate,
wait, you
so
hate
she
your
has,
daughter?
no, I
That's
hate
so.
that she
That's
has a
so.
device in her
You call
heart,
her an it? That is like
that she has a device in her heart and she goes to
that's
the
harsh.
convenience store. They go almost every morning and they get their little drinks. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you get up every morning and like have to leave your house to go get your caffeine, get it together,
I feel
honestly.
very lucky. I do feel very lucky, and I try to tell my son this. I feel very lucky that when I was that age, like there was nothing at the convenience store that could harm me that much.
Yeah. Red
Like
Hots,
it was not
Laffy
legal.
Taffy. I
It was
did
not
lose a
legal
tooth
for
on a
me.
$10,000 grand bar once. A cap, not a tooth, but a cap on a
Yeah,
$10,000
there was
grand bar. But yeah,
like when I went into like a high, like that was like the local convenience store was called Highs.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Um, there were no drinks available to me that contained taurine,
You could buy a
bull
huge
or
pickle,
bull semen,
a
as I
pig's
call it
foot.
also, but like
At my gas station, you could buy a pig's
you could buy a
foot.
pickle, but you couldn't buy you couldn't buy a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Like because it didn't exist.
They weren't trying to kill you.
You could buy like a
They weren't
strawberry
trying to kill
milk.
you. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Quick.
they were trying to like they were trying to Well,
hobble you.
they didn't know they were trying to kill you by like selling kids like 400 grams of sugar in a strawberry milk box or something. But like then Red Bull came. You're right though. Red Bull came along and was just like this
Move out of the
tastes.
way, Snapple,
They're
or
like this tastes like
fucking.
shit,
Even though
but
they
it's
said
a
it's
Absolutely.
bull
really
semen, they said it has bull semen in it. Still, people are to the throat.
yeah. That's yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought they said. Yeah.
They did say that. I've never had an
But
energy drink. I've never had a
and they were
Snapple, and I've
like,
never had a Gatorade.
this doesn't taste right, but it'll make you want to hang glide.
Smells weird.
And
It
people were like,
looks,
I'll
the
deal. I'll pay
texture's
two
weird too.
dollars.
It looks like thick when you pour the stuff. It looks thick. I
It's
bartended
from
for
the
a minute.
bulges. That's why.
I
Red Bull,
bartended
yeah.
for a minute. I remember
Depends
when
if
you
they're
would
depends if
crack
they're
it,
grass
it's like
fed or corn
weird.
fed.
Quality
Yeah.
corn fed.
But then like but they all caught on like, we're getting full on, you know, whatever here. But like then they caught on, they were like the new price point is a Red Bull at 199
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and
Oh
it's
yeah.
only 8 ounces.
They call it the 5 quarter store now.
Yeah, so the
Oh,
dollar store or
did
whatever.
they really? Did they change the
Yeah.
it's still the dollar store here, even though the sign on the window says the dollar 25.
Yeah. They call it the 5 quarter store now.
I
Things are
Well,
wonder.
changing,
again,
Christopher.
they have
Hmm?
to adjust. They have
Say
to adjust
what?
for inflation.
Yeah. Thanks, Obama.
Well, I mean, I feel like
Speaking of him.
the longer the dollar store goes on, like
Uh-huh.
it becomes really suspect to me.
What do you think it's
Because I
indicative
think
of?
I
The
mean, because it's
China,
like I kind of think like maybe things should cost a little bit more
Hmm.
time.
Trump
Like,
froze all deliveries from China, so dollar store is probably like shit.
oh, that's true. Well, I mean, that's kind of part of it is like maybe a tube of shampoo should cost more than 99 cents. Maybe it
Yeah.
shouldn't, but like I don't know, like how like it can't be good for humanity that things are this cheap for us because I'm pretty sure people are
Yeah,
starving.
because there shouldn't be people in our country that have to buy, $1
Yeah,
shampoo
it's
that's
like a
full of chemicals that they blast into their
or
pores when they're open.
it's more
Yes.
like there
Especially
shouldn't
when they're
be
busting out millions in USAID for all the weird shit that we should have put together a list to list out. But like when you
Oh,
think
that
about all of the women that are physically handicapped and can't get disability, like they have a disease
it
that
is
like they
wild to
can't
think
get
about.
disability
Yeah, it is wild to
in
think
a
about like
country where
in
we're
America.
like giving money to make a Sesame Street in Iraq, like Sesame Street. I'm sorry. I'm
That
sorry.
makes it even more perverse because like
So weird.
I was thinking that it's so strange that 400, 500,000 people, I think in 2022, like 400,000 people, like humans died from tuberculosis in Africa or
hmm
maybe worldwide, but tuberculosis, right? Like that, like
Yeah.
we haven't dealt with that for a long time, but it's like, but then at the same time, I can go to the dollar store and buy all my personal hygiene products for 3 months for like $2.
Yeah.
Like there is something
It's
very
weird.
weird about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem unnatural, but I think it's also natural because
Yeah.
I don't it's the world's a big place and these places are far away from each other. But yeah, that kind of those types of unnatural things kind of like maybe guide my other political philosophies as far as like what's fair or what's like
Um,
are we doing things that are right? Like like should if we're going to be spending money on um making the police forces in Jalalabad, Pakistan more inclusive, like
They're begging
if
for
we
inclusivity out there, man. Think about it.
if we have like if we have even $1 or $10, not even in cash, but $10 worth of like starbursts, like Like
Sure.
I'm really trying to get at a point, but
Been
like
there.
if we can give them like $10 and like they're if we can afford to like put $10 worth of like crazy stuff like in parts of the world we don't even know about, like no child in our country, like we should not have veterans or children or
Oh,
like I kind
yes.
of do I kind of this is where maybe like hard right wing people would differ with me because I do think like the
I
amount of
don't think hard
money.
right-wing people do not
No,
want
but
to
I mean
take
like
care of American people. I think
no, but
that's
no, I do think
goal.
that no, but what I'm saying is like I do think that like America can be a freaking utopia where no one in America has to pay for anything
Look at how we could pay
or
for our own
because
health care if the fucking government wasn't sending
I'm
billions of
saying
dollars.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying like all the foreign countries that take advantage of us in our markets
Sure.
that put all their stuff into our Walmarts,
Yeah.
but don't let our stuff get put into their whatever the hell
Yeah. That's why
Walmarts.
Elon bringing back
It's like
the plant in California. I think that's what that's about, right?
I'm saying more of like it's not about like us taxing ourselves in our own little ecosystem. It's like America's a different thing. It's like it's a huge market. And
Yeah.
if all these other places want to have access to it, like they need to pay and we shouldn't have to. But what's
Pay
happening is
them to
like,
play us.
but what's happening is like we're working our asses off to buy all their stuff.
Yep.
It's not made here.
Nope.
And then we also pay taxes on it. And I'm not even going to joke. Like most people, most middle class people don't really pay like more than like 15-20% effective taxes. But it's like, it's still like, we shouldn't be paying. I'm kind of like, I don't care what percentage, we shouldn't be paying anything
Right.
if we have enough money to pay for
It's
anything in
the
Japan. Like anything in like if we're paying for like kabuki theater in Japan, like then like we need like it's just like in your own household. Like before you
Right.
start sending money off to like some stranger charity, whatever, you need to make sure your
yeah.
kids have clothes for school. Like it's just
Yes. It seems very basic
I don't
and
know.
it's being told in a way that it's so
Yeah,
weird.
it's very strange to me because I think capitalism is beautiful. I think it is freedom. I think it is the best economic system humans have come up with yet. Um, after a lot of trying, but I do think like yeah, that it does kind of like it's pretty hard, and I
Yeah.
wonder if like it does create these like weird little cesspools of really ugly thoughts where they just want to tear everything down.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
You know,
It's too much.
it's like a
it's the
yin and
daily
yang.
vibe.
I wonder if it's like a yin and yang type thing.
It feels
Yeah.
like it feels more lopsided sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yin and yang is deceiving because it's even.
Hmm.
It's having
Right.
those little weird curved teardrop shape, but it's like
Sure.
at any given time it's not even. It's like the black side
Yeah.
of the white side is like really big and trying to eat the other side or something.
It feels, I don't know how they reverse this cycle. I don't know how they reverse it because the people that are upset about what's happening currently, where they are getting their information and how they're twisting it is like it's like a course that I can't even comprehend really. I don't know how they can bend themselves to be so pressed about all of this money that's been saved, all of this corruption that's been found. It feels like they don't understand that this is not a left or a right issue. It's like this is what the deep state is. This is the literal definition of the deep state.
There was
It's
a
so weird. Like we
do you
should be all
think
against the deep state, right?
well I think that yes, I
Yes.
think we should all be for like good and against bad,
And for
but
us,
Well, like
first.
for good. Yeah, for good though. Like for good. Because
But
we
like
because
in
we
an
think we're
oxygen
good.
situation, if a plane was going down, you would take care of yourself and your people first. Ourself and our people are not being taken care of. People in North Carolina, there's a family that literally died in a tent of exposure in 2024. Like, how is that even possible that they're
Yeah.
just trying to be on their own property? Like, why are they not in a housing, some sort of structure? The Amish went and built structures for people in North Carolina. They made some red tape that they couldn't be occupied because they weren't, they didn't pass the codes. They didn't get permits to build them. Like, what?
Yeah, there was a time
think we're
in my
past codes in
life,
those situations.
in my life there were times where like horrible things happened to parts of the country. Like maybe was it Homestead, Florida? 90s
Katrina.
maybe?
Katrina was
No, that was
horrible.
even I'm talking about even further back, like 90s. Because Katrina also had controversy
Yeah,
Hmm.
because by Katrina time we were like, George Bush hates white people and all that stuff. But like
sure.
there was a time, I think it was Homestead, Florida, there was a massive hurricane that ripped through there. This is like 80s, early 90s time, where it was like Peter Jennings, Tom Brokaw era,
Yeah,
where it's like the whole nation was focused on like all these people in South Florida got fucking wrecked. And like
right.
the whole nation was focused. It was like that was all the nation cared about. But nowadays, like something like that can happen to Northern Carol or Western Carolina,
North
Western
Carolina.
Northern Carolina. And but like
It's
another
gone.
horrible thing happens like a week later, and like
Days.
this is
It stays out.
This news cycle is crazy. It's
it's
every
hard
day.
to it's
You wake
It's
up
with
in the morning
overwhelming.
and you're like, is this
yeah, it's
like
overwhelming. Yeah.
three things every single day? This
Yeah, the
week, like
human the
making the
human
list to
mind
talk
wasn't
about.
really the human that was living in a cave a couple thousand years ago was like, this is a lot. There's a lot to take in. like
Yeah.
like this is overwhelming.
Well, yeah,
Like
the
do
cave's
we
been
do we
transformed into a
like unga
screen.
bunga unga bunga? Do we have a word for overwhelming yet? Because we need one. Because this is
But
unga bunga over. This
it's
is
the
like crazy. This is
connectivity though. Like my father-in-law says, I don't give a F about the news. And he doesn't know anything that's happening. And his life is normal. He just, what he does.
I think throughout humanity, there's always been a small, medium, large percentage of humans that are living like that. Like even in
Yeah.
like the Wild West, there were trappers that were just
Is
like,
their life better? Like maybe, honestly, like not
yeah, I don't really
knowing
know.
all the
Like, yeah, it's
things.
maybe there was probably trappers like during the Civil War of the United States. There were probably like trappers out in like Montana that had no idea what was going on. They're just like, where are those beavers at?
Yeah.
Trying
I
just trying to
literally
trap some
taught
bee. Like,
myself how to make a sock less than 10 years ago. Like, oh, maybe like 11 years ago. I taught myself how to make a sock, like watching videos and reading books. Like that could never happen today. The attention span for it, like
yeah, I think that I haven't said it in a while, but I've always said like famine. Like we need a famine to correct things. Like I'm not really, my kids
Always
are getting
jump
a little
into the
older.
famine.
I'm not really,
booyah.
but it's like there is like a great corrector when humans F up so bad that they just
Yeah,
like really, they're just
we're
like,
close. We're
oh shit.
close.
Like we probably shouldn't have fucked up that river so bad, or probably
Yeah.
should have
I think there's a river that turned red
we
recently in the
or
Middle
like
East. So,
even if you don't mess even if it's not like environmental, it's like we probably shouldn't have been like depended on these electronic sources to know where to fish. Like because all of a sudden, like
every single thing
there's people
is,
that are like, I can't we can't catch like massive amounts of king crab or salmon or whatever the hell it is, like
probably
because the GPS stuff's
85% of our
down.
country, if the lights went out, if the grid was down, that's it. Like 3 days. They don't know, they don't have water, they don't have, that's it.
Yeah.
It goes madness.
what
I mean, how many people are
the
prepared for, how many people have enough water to last for a
well,
month?
the scary part of that is in the United States, nobody.
Yeah.
In the rest of the world, pretty good chunk of people are like
Yeah.
kind of living that way already, or like they kind of are in that mindset to where they don't know if they're going to be part of
They've made
Ukraine
us
or
so
Russia.
comfortable with their
Like imagine,
3.99,
yeah,
televisions.
if
Like,
you live in the eastern parts of Ukraine, which
sure.
may be Ukraine now, maybe it's Russia. It's like really unclear what country you live in. Like you probably have a real good grip on how to get water. Like you're not dependent
Yeah.
on GPS and electronics to get water. Like
Sure.
you're probably like a little bit more grounded to
Yeah.
the resources you need
Sure.
because you have to be.
Yeah.
But if you're in like our world, which is like la la land, which is like
Yeah.
it
Do you have
feels
a
like it
water
sometimes
straw
where
for
it's like,
every member of your family? Do you have like,
well,
it's crazy.
I guess
Do you
people
have
are
enough
finding out now
food?
that, yeah, like if you live in Pacific Palisades or Altadena, you're finding out now that no, we do not have enough water. Like we
Yeah.
don't, like, holy crap. Like,
Well, Trump turned it
damn.
on for us, so it's flowing.
Did he or did it like I don't know what happened there because I've seen some stuff about how that well, how he did something that seemed good, but in the end it wasn't good because California was not prepared to handle good.
Oh, great. I haven't
So
seen
it's
that.
like Trump was like, turn on this water spigot up here. It's full of water. And then California's like, well, but this bucket we have is full of holes.
Well, Gavin did say that he was going to block anything that Trump was doing, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if he put a hole in our bucket. Dear Liza.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they were just lying about that. And it was just like
Sure.
a
Yeah.
bunch of like
Maybe that was a
anti-Trump.
Politico article.
Yeah, it was like
You read it
anti-Trump,
last
like
week.
Trump did an executive order to order the National Guard to turn on the water to fill the reservoirs, but all it did was drown a bunch of immigrants. Like what? Oh,
That's
like
exhausting.
they just make up crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know, all it did was
crazy.
killed like it made your eggs cost more. That's what they'll say.
Don't get me started on those fucking eggs because I've been bitching about those eggs
I
for
don't even want
two
to because they just
years.
cost the
I'm
same here.
so
They've cost the
mad.
same here for the whole time.
No, here they fucking went up. I told you it was 5.99 to 9.99. Like they went up in like the weirdest span. And one of the ace holes was like, "You're fear mongering." No, I'm not. They were killing chickens. They were burning factories. We forget about that. Like they were catching food source factories on fire in this country. Oh, okay, they weren't catching them on fire. Maybe we will find in
No,
the
I think like
USAID where they
there's
were
some
paying to catch them on fire, but they were literally catching food sources on fire.
you don't even need to go that deep. All it really took, and I'm not even saying it happened, but we set up these food systems in America where one administrator, one person, literally one person who may be a chicken expert, maybe they're not,
Hmm.
but they live in DC and they are the administrator of the whatever FDA or agricult whatever it is. Um, and they decide that, oh, this threshold is too high or too low, or this number is too high or too low, and you need to call all those chickens. And chickens, like chickens are a weird thing in our country, right? Because they have become so commoditized that we are growing
Is there any
like
other species that
no,
we ask which came first, the chicken or the egg? No, like chickens
well,
are
no,
weird.
but no, but it's more like the amount of chicken that Americans
Yeah.
eat is staggering.
And it's not enough. It's weird. I
Staggering.
literally only buy bone-in chicken. You're not selling me a fucking piece of breast meat with no bone in it. I need to see the bone of that chicken. I don't trust that you're giving me. How do you sell
It's
me a
fair.
6.99 rotisserie chicken, but if I want to buy a chicken that I got to make at home, it's 17.99? Fuck off. Where'd that chicken come from?
Yeah,
Who is
yeah.
that chicken? Why is it so big
It is
and
some
fat?
weird stuff.
Yeah. Chicken,
There's
don't get me
well,
started with
don't
chicken.
get them.
They call it,
Don't.
they call it a lot. I know that a lot of people will have thoughts about chicken and cutting it completely out of your diet, the things that it does. I'm addicted to eggs and chicken. I won't be one of those people, but I'm telling you that the people are talking about it.
No, I'm more. I don't really like. I don't really have any feelings about chicken. Eating chicken, good, bad. What, I'm just like saying that what is, and America eats an insane amount of chicken.
Same with burgers, babe.
Like
Or not babe,
when we
but they
sit
literally can't.
when we sit down, like we have wing, like we sit down and our family of five will eat, 30 chicken wings. It's like
Yes.
that's 15 chickens.
Yes.
Like that's one night. That's 15 chickens.
They're saying about McDonald's too, that like McDonald's has all these
That's
contracts
a
with
lot of chickens.
hospitals
That's a lot of chickens.
that the meat is not meeting. Like it's not, they're doing something to the meat.
Oh, no,
And
what I'm getting at is like okay, so what you're getting at is like where there's some fake stuff, which I'm not saying
yeah,
is not, I'm not saying it's wrong. What I'm saying is that if they're not doing that, the measures they got to be taking to make these many chickens
yeah,
has got to be crazy. Like the size of the barn, like I've seen some of the documentaries, like, and I know this, like the size of the barns, the
yes,
electronics, the fans, the heat, the cool, the food, the
yes,
feed, like the way that we make chickens in our country is like insane. I'm not
wild,
saying like
full of
inhumane. I don't
antibiotics,
care. I don't care
blast
about
them,
like,
make them big.
I don't care about the feelings of chickens, so I'm not going to say it's inhumane. I'm just saying it's insane. Like we
They're,
make a lot of chicken,
but you know what?
so
I've never
we
had a
make
chicken, but they
we
are
make so
apparently
much
very
chicken.
smart. They're
I
very
don't care.
smart.
I don't care. I don't really care if they're smart or not. Like, but like I'm just saying we make so much chicken that there's going to be a lot of crazy shortcuts. Like there's just it's going
So
to
are
be
you saying
stuff
is
you
that why the bird flu is currently out there
maybe it's going to
spreading?
be, yes, yeah,
It's a
it's going to be
byproduct of
stuff.
our chicken manufacturing.
Bro, like we can't have wing stops in every strip mall selling like fucking 2,000 wings every night without some
Yes. How many
corners being
wings
cut.
do they serve? Where do they come from?
That's what I'm saying. Like they come from these insane like size factories,
It would be one thing if the whole
injected
chickens that they
whatever.
sold, we would all agree that they didn't come with wings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, people buy a lot of breasts, a lot of thighs. Like in other countries, they buy the gizzard. Like there's like the parts are getting sold, but it's like I'm just talking about the sheer numbers. And
A
I'm
wing
Mhm.
stop.
the
Buffalo
sheer
Wild
numbers.
Wings. Yeah, gonna leave us on this note. We
I
end
know
this.
he likes to, be like, you know what? Let me
Like
leave him on a
he's the only
cliffhanger.
one with a
So
weak bladder, bro. The fuck?
it's not it may not even be just a thing of a weak bladder. Maybe he went to go tend to his chickens,
Yeah. You know what?
his
There's
source of
a
legitimate chickens.
so my neighborhood has the thing. What's the thing? Not neighborhood watch.
Mm.
What's the thing that it's called that everyone hates?
Oh, the homeowners association.
Yes. So we have an HOA and there's an open seat on our board, and I'm thinking of joining and being on the board, but like I
Oh
would
boy.
really like to have some neighborhood chickens. Think I could sell
Well,
it. Think I could sell it with the eggs.
I think so. You just have to wield your power appropriately so you don't lose that
We
privilege.
have like a we have one court that is like wide open, like in the back area, that we could
Uh-huh.
definitely build like a coop enough that everybody here had eggs. For sure. There's plenty of space that we could all have eggs. Just
And
saying.
just gotta make sure you know what you're doing so they don't catch any funky diseases and, cause an
We're
outbreak.
gonna start
Don't
our
want to
own
be
bird
known
flu.
as
The lady
if
who took down West
Sacramento and the rest of,
Roseville.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, happy Super Bowl Sunday. Regardless, it's 8:30, so I guess we'll call it when he gets back. Do you have plans for the Super Bowl?
I'm just gonna hang at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the commercials. Hope they're good this year. I do. I've always loved the commercials. It's my favorite part because I don't
Well,
really
who knows?
know about
Maybe
football.
maybe it won't be like your typical commercials. Maybe they'll just be like downer bummer commercials brought to you by
No, the commercials are always so fun. No, I hope he does fun commercials. I hope they're fun.
Or what if like the it's a mislead? Maybe like the first half of the commercials be like typical Super Bowl bullshit, and then it just makes a hard left into some serious topics, and it's just like that's just gonna be every commercial for the fucking Super Bowl.
No, Super Bowl commercials are the best. Remember was it last year that they just had the commercial that had the thing that you clicked on? What's it called? The little square thing?
Oh, the QR code? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fun. I like it. It's
Are they
tradition.
still
You
doing
watch
QR
it
codes?
I think so.
sometimes.
Yeah, they haven't gone out of vogue. I don't think they
That's
ever
how I get
will.
my passwords when I have to sign into all
What were
my
you saying?
TVs.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's the. What were you
We were
saying
saying
last,
how
Maggie?
you we were saying how you ditched us and went to go tend to your chickens.
Yeah, we make a lot of chickens.
Yeah.
Just the sheer number.
I can't wait to post what we were supposed to talk about tonight in the group.
Well, we can still
Keep
talk about one thing before we
keep
end the
looking at it.
show.
It's 8:30. I gotta go. I got things to
All right.
do.
Well, we'll roll
Yeah,
it
let's
over for
see. Number
the
one, like it's like number one, Trump winning. Number two, Trump is winning. Number three, Trump winning more. Number four, Obama losing. Number
You've been owned
five,
by Trump.
number five, Ukraine's about to get effed. Number six,
I hope somebody makes an
Beyonce is a
AI of
scam.
Trump doing the.
Oh,
what?
Kanye.
Oh
What did
yeah,
Kanye come? Like, what did Kanye do this week? Did he say he
He
was
went to the
a Nazi
Grammys.
or something? Like, what
He went
the?
to the Grammys with his lady, and she was essentially nude on the red
Oh,
carpet.
I saw that part.
essentially,
Yes.
Yeah.
essentially, she was completely nude. But I mean,
Well,
bless her heart.
But was he canceled? Like,
Yeah,
I didn't.
he's been gone.
he had
And
been
then
out of the
he
public eye
came
for quite
back.
some
He's been out
time.
of the public eye for quite some time. People have said he'd been cloned. He came back with those weird metal teeth, whole thing. And then he started tweeting like 48 hours ago, not even like a week. And then immediately canceled 300 tweets last night. 300 tweets last night.
He made 300
Jeez.
tweets.
He tweeted 300 times last night.
That's
Consecutively, or are you sure that wasn't a bot? I
that's
mean,
bizarre.
No, and then House and Habit did like a breakdown so that you didn't have
Oh,
to.
that's what this.
That's what that was. So you didn't have to be bothered by
a
the
breakdown of the breakdown.
a breakdown of the 300 tweets. I guess I don't know where it's at. But
That's an
yeah.
insane
Yeah,
amount of.
he's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird and she's kind of bored by it and I am too, honestly. I just like enough. Like you have children, you
That
have
feels
small
natural.
children,
Yeah, that
you
feels
know,
natural.
enough. Enough. I don't
Yeah.
need to see your wife naked all the time. She does have a beautiful body. Like honestly, those are
4 or 5 times a week max. Come on.
yeah. I mean, I know, but once you screenshot it, like I already have a picture of her on my phone. I'm good. Like I don't need to see her all the time. It doesn't have to be all the time that he's putting her out there. Her
Yeah,
boobs are
like
great.
six,
They're
7 days a
great.
week, whatever, like
Yeah.
12 hour, like doesn't need to
But
be
every
every
I'm
hour of
like
every day, but
every time it
most of the
happens, I'm
time.
like, babe, he's got because I get mad. I'm like, I would be mad if it was my daughter. Like I would
Yeah,
be
it's
at
real
every one of those
strange.
red
That'd be,
carpets.
yeah.
I would be screaming at her. I'd be, what are you? I would make such a scene. She would never do it. But I always say like to Bill, I'm like, can you believe she's doing it? And he's like, let me see, let me see, let me see. He's like zooming in. I was like, I know, like they're great, but
Yeah, if her dad is
honestly,
alive, he's got to be either head in the sand on medication or plotting murder
can
because
you
I would
imagine going
be.
into work the day after the Grammys and you're her dad? You're just like, your friends are like, bro,
Is that the
she's back.
shame?
She's back on the red
Well,
carpet.
I mean, I hope he's not going into the office to like start making cold calls and stuff. But if he is, yeah, I can imagine that'd be like, I'm gonna go like do something drastic.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not even sure
yeah.
he's alive or not, but Well,
No,
but
I think
at the
her
same
parents are alive
time,
because she went home for a while. They kind
let's
of
not
had like a little
pretend
thing.
let's not pretend that like they were June and Ward Cleaver.
Sure,
You know what I mean? Like because I don't think
sure.
like their daughter would have been like, I want to go out with Kanye and have him use me as a mannequin. Like I
Yeah.
don't think
Oh, is that what's
good
happening? Yeah, that just makes sense. Mannequin.
I don't think it's
Interesting.
good. I don't think good parents, like if you raise good kids, they don't do that or have
I
that
would
done to
be
them.
on every red carpet. I would be spanking her publicly. She
Yeah,
wouldn't even try. I
there'd be
hope
some
she hears this
gunplay
because she would not even
yeah.
try. Like, she would not try it. And I would have already, like, no, not my daughter. My daughter would never,
Yeah, it's kind of we're turning into
never.
humans are turning into two species where like there's like
Mm-mm.
half the population just like oh beat you and there's like encouraging that kind of behavior and like get famous and get pregnant by a athlete or something
I
and
think if
like
you raise your kids right, you don't really have to beat them, but they should be scared that you would, you know? They should be a little scared that you would.
I mean I mean I didn't really come here to be judged or if that's what you're doing right now.
I'm not judging
No, I'm
anybody.
just saying. No, yeah, it's like you didn't go do a good job if your daughter's dressing up in a naked suit at the Grammys. Like
Yeah.
you missed like there was something you skipped a recital.
Yeah.
That one recital that you
Like there
wrote
was a
off.
school play, you skipped something important. I'm not sure which one it was, but like yeah, maybe it was a
I
bunch of
don't
stuff you
know.
skipped, but like, you did something wrong.
Hard being a mother.
It's the toughest job, a mother's worst
Oh,
nightmare.
Lord.
Well, I mean, it's like that's kind of like what the country's trying to get back to is like it should be medium difficult for to be a mom and a dad because we should both
Yeah,
be doing some kind of role
Hmm.
and making it easier. But like,
sure.
I think America is a weird mix of like moms and dads not doing their jobs. I mean, I'm even talking about myself, I'm not, but like just and it's like the dynamic is off,
Hmm.
Sure.
the
That's
balance is
like the
off,
biggest part. Yeah, I think that's a big part of
and
marriages that don't work is that the
we don't
balance is off.
we don't really need to get we don't I don't like it's kind of cruel because it's like I don't really wish for humanity to get back to subsistence living, but it's like when we kind of get back to something like that, like people's values get corrected really quick,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and not. I I mean, at the same time, when people get poor and sick and starving, they do really terrible things. But it's
Right.
like just I'm saying more like it just kind of gets you back to like the basic
It's
stuff.
it's weird how the progression of all of it, like how the progression of the disease pushed forward when we stopped canning our own food and growing our own gardens and making our own things. And it's just like it seems obvious and yet it's greed. And I know it seems like I don't want to be like Pollyanna, like, oh my God, Trump's gonna fix it all. But like seeing them shine a light on how they've been taxed, like we're taxed for the money that comes in. We're taxed when we spend it. We're taxed for our house. We're taxed on our, everything is taxed. So they have all of this money that moms and dads now have to work for. It used to be just the dads went out and had to work, but now the moms and the dads have to work because the taxes on this is higher and to get gas, the tax on that is higher. And like all of
Thanks,
these
feminism.
things, yes. Yeah, when you find out that that fucking burn your bra bitch was a fucking CIA asset, I'm not kidding. I wish I
Yeah, I
was.
know. I
It's
know.
a little bit ugly to see what they did to our people and how the kids don't have the values. Like they don't love their country. They don't love God. They don't. it's like when you really sit back and look, that's the pill that is so hard to swallow. That's the pill that's making people rage. That's the pill that's making people say, "You're not going to tell me how to do this." Like when they've already done all of these things, they've already been tricked,
I
you
agree
know?
with you. I agree with so much of that wholeheartedly. Only thing I would add is that it's not just the greed of, the people that we suspect are the masters or whatever. It's like it's also like our love for convenience.
Right?
Hmm.
And it's
But
like
that's been
that's
given to
part of
us,
the
if you
but that's
think about it, like
part of
the
the human
easiness of
condition.
it.
Well, I mean, it's been given to us, but it's what we wanted. Because like part of the human condition is okay, we could all like farm for some beets and be
Sure.
good, or
Hmm.
like some of us could specialize in farming beets, and some could specialize in making chickens, and some of us could specialize in making elixirs, or
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
medicine or whatever.
Yeah.
And then collectively, it's a big word, like together, like none of us will have to work as hard or be as worried about will we each have enough beets to feed ourselves and our families, because as we specialize in these things, we find that things become more efficient and we don't. But at the same time, we also leave ourselves at risk because, hey, if the guy that specializes in making whatever it is that's important, horseshoes or whatever,
Right.
turns out to be a real asshole, like, we could all be effed.
Yeah.
So it's like a really
Yeah.
weird it's the human condition. It's not masters, it's not Rockefellers doing this to us. It is,
Sure.
if anything, they realize like what humans want,
Right.
Hmm.
which is we want less anxiety,
They
more
also have tried to make us very
security.
sick, and a lot of us are very sick. I mean,
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
be
I would say
honest.
like they did like start
Putting
um
shit in our food and passing
what is it?
legislation for them to make it legal to put shit in our food. And
I'll say that maybe they started gilding the lily and they were just like,
Hmm.
wow, this is so easy. We can really start taking some crazy liberties. And
I
but
feel like they're
like
going to have to get rid
it's
of
all
that
part of
Facebook
the
look back thing
but
because
it's all part of
it's
the
just
same
saying,
thing, right? But
sure.
it's all part of the same convenience where like I'm willing to risk my child never having this disease. They might have a terrible side effect, but I'm willing to risk that because the chances of this disease are so terrible. It all becomes
Yeah.
part of a calculation that people,
Hmm.
well, not people, like not a person, but like humans in big numbers choose convenience, probability, based on what they're told.
Yeah.
Like they think if you take this medicine or this swab or whatever,
Yeah.
your kid's spine won't be crooked. It's like human, like there's always going to be like, dude, people like us that are just like, fuck that. But
Yeah.
humans overall are going to be like,
I will tell you right
okay,
now, when my
I'll
kids were
take those
little,
odds. I'll take
yeah.
those odds.
When my kids were super little, like vaccine age little, like they, granted, the vaccine schedule was way less when my kids were little, but I will never forget we had Kaiser Insurance, and I always thought that they were the best because Kylie's heart stuff, like they just took care of all of it. And the stuff that they couldn't take care of, they sent her to like specialists outside of their thing. So when they offered for me, they said, "Would you like to have your kid be in this study?" They were studying a pneumonia, common cold, and bronchitis vaccine. They're already getting their shots. Would you be willing to be part of this study? They might get placebo, they might get the vaccine, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, sure. Like that's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
it used to be, but like then the numbers are different. Like what they're doing now is so different. So I don't know.
it
Sorry.
is, but it also kind of comes from the same place, which is like there's safety errors, and like
Yes.
they told me like if someone tells you that like it doesn't, I mean, it's like it doesn't matter who you are, how much money you have, how
Yeah,
many years of college you have, or whatever. If some guy in a white coat is just like, if you do this,
that's the thing. Yeah.
if
That's
you
the
give your
part though that
daughter,
they don't want us to get to.
if you give, well, I mean, but it's like you can't really get to it because it's part of the human condition when someone in authority tells someone not in authority, you should do this, then they kind of, in general, they just do it.
But hasn't the authority kind of gone away because like I
I
was
mean,
listening to
just you
Joe
gotta
Rogan
like remember,
today
like not
talking to
everybody's
that.
you. Not everybody's you
No, no,
and
no, but
us.
Joe Rogan was talking to that Weinstein guy, is that his name?
Yeah.
That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so he was talking to him today and they were talking about how like how do you trust a doctor that's still pushing the COVID vaccine? Like how do you trust that for your
Well,
family?
the thing is like there's such a tiny percentage our of our people,
Right.
Americans, that are
That are
listening to like Joe Rogan or know who Brett Weinstein is. Like,
right.
if you can't remember his first name, like
I
there's
can barely remember.
200 million Americans that are just like, who the fuck? Like, who is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
is that the producer that raped all
I
those
listen to
starlets?
that brown guy's podcast all the time and I only refer to him as the
That
brown guy. I
brown
don't know what
guy.
I don't know what that podcast is called, but the guy with the accent,
That's a
I don't
great
know
You're
his
lucky you're
name.
example.
allowed to
Yeah.
say that. You know, you're lucky you're, is that, you're talking about Patrick Bet David? Like,
Yes.
Yes.
oh, it is. I wasn't sure, but I was like, I'm going to take a racist guess
That's I
at it.
love his podcast. I listen to it whenever it comes out. It's like at the top of my feed. I love it.
I wonder about him because a lot of, like, when he came on Big, everybody was just like, where'd this guy come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't I think he interviewed Barron Trump and that's when I started listening to him.
Like, I think there's like a little bit of suspicion of like,
He's
independently
CIA
wealthy
or something.
guy who was playing the game and playing the system all the
Yeah.
time that, well, he's kind of like a
Hmm.
Trump because Trump did the same thing. Trump was like giving money to Democrats and
Entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Republicans for a long time. And all of a
Hmm.
sudden he was just like, I'm a conservative now. Like I'm a Republican now. And it kind of feel like,
I've
Surprise.
been a Democrat my
yeah,
whole life. I voted for Obama twice. I've always been a Democrat. I voted for Bill Clinton. I've always been a Democrat my whole
I
life
voted for Bill
until I
Clinton
wasn't. Until I
one
wasn't.
time. And
We all make
Bill
mistakes.
Clinton got me one time in 92. But
Never
then after
again,
that, it
right?
was like, then, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, in my political life or my lifetime, my lifespan, the Clintons were kind of it because
Hmm.
Yeah.
when I was young, the Clintons were like trusted. The guy was on Arsenio Hall playing the saxophone, but then
Sexy.
he was the first one that was. But then, like a couple years later, he's banging some intern.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on here.
Oops.
This is a
I think
betrayal
like our
denied.
parents' generation went through a lot of betrayals like that, where they
Uh-huh.
realized like these guys were not on the up and up. But
Yeah.
that was like my first experience with like,
Like these people
Oops.
aren't who they say
okay,
they are.
okay,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, that guy that's like, like pretending to smoke pot and
Yeah. He's
or
one
no,
of
no, no.
us.
He
Yeah.
was he lied about pretending to
Whether,
smoke.
He didn't
I
smoke pot.
think
He never inhaled.
yeah,
I
there
He
you
think
didn't
go. He
that was
never
a
inhale.
inhaled.
thing because if you were young at that age and you had smoked pot and some guy was like,
Oh, that's what you
I
would say to your mom. I
put it to
didn't
my lips but I
inhale.
didn't inhale it, you were just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
cool, I get it. I would say the same thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I was 18 at the time, and this motherfucker was like in his 30s lying his ass off
Yeah.
about everything. So it's
Isn't that
like,
crazy that it was, yeah, the age?
yeah, even though he was on Arsenio Hall playing the saxophone, he was still kind of like an aged man. Like he was kind
Oh
of
my gosh.
like a
Right?
mature adult.
Yeah.
And I
When
was
I think
still
about my
18. Yeah.
age to like when I was young, like, oh my God, I'm so old.
I was 20, but yeah, I was like, I was
50
still
is so
very
old.
young.
Yeah.
And I was like, he plays a saxophone,
Yeah.
or
Wild.
pretended to play the saxophone. Because at that time it was like,
Could have been a
Yeah.
backing track
that
for
was
all you
still
know.
like
Oh, for
very,
sure.
just to put it in context, that was not that far from Milli Vanilli era.
Hmm.
where like everything was where like people realized everything was fake.
Yeah.
Like
And
everything
people
was
out
lip
here buying
sync.
it, like, oh yeah, he really played the hell out of that saxophone.
There was
I
a
wonder if
short
he
period of
really does
time.
play the saxophone. Oh, don't get me started on Bill Clinton. All I know is that Chelsea Clinton got 84 million of the USAID money, and I hope that that whole thing gets laid out. I want to end tonight with these words.
Oh, here we
The
go.
same people have been fucking lying to you about COVID and everything else are the same ones that told you that Pizzagate was not real.
Yeah, it is very suspicious. I'll give
You
you that.
think? You
Yeah, I
think?
haven't really gotten.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
want the
Yeah.
Wiener laptop. I want the fucking Wiener laptop.
Oh, Anthony
Gosh dang
Weiner.
it. Yes.
Trump gonna make him famous again? That'd be something
Oh,
else. Wouldn't that be something else? Because that was a long time
I hope we
ago.
hear his name in March. By my birthday, I hope we hear Anthony Weiner's name again. Huma Abedin. Huma, Huma, Huma is engaged to fucking George Soros or Rockefeller.
That's
She's
right.
like,
That's yeah, that's
it is
sketchy.
so corrupt, y'all. Don't
We've
get me
talked about
started
that
on
before, like the whole Anthony
Podesta's.
Weiner, the Anthony Weiner, Andrew Breitbart. Remember that? Like early
Hmm.
on Breitbart.com or whatever it was.
Yes. Yes, I do.
But like Anthony Weiner broke into that. That was like
Yes.
that was during Obama time.
Hmm.
That was before Trump was president, but that was like Obama time where that
Early.
whole that whole thing was crashing down on them,
Yeah.
where this darling couple of the left, that was Hillary, yeah, that was Hillary Clinton's girl. That's right, she was
Yes.
Hillary Clinton's like assistant.
Frazzle drip. Google it.
Yeah, that's
Not on Google. Go to the dark web for that. But yeah.
Look it up.
Anyways,
it'll be a good day in America when we don't have to talk about that wicked witch ever again because she's never done anything. She's never been anything. Well, I guess she was a Secretary of State, but she was a senator for a short period. But like, man, that
I think
woman
Benghazi
has
and the server and all that stuff. She is somebody. She has done some things.
she's done some terrible things. Like if you think about like her actual time as an official, like
Yeah.
American something, not first
Disgusting.
lady, is
The
very
worst.
short. But man, the
Criminal. So criminal. I'm just saying.
yeah, she's worse than Bill Clinton.
Woo, boy, oh boy. And that Chelsea Clinton got $84 million. That should upset some people. That should upset some people.
Yeah,
I don't
you
want to be
think like the young,
hysterical.
I hope that, and not that I want people to be angry, but I want people to realize things. Like I hope that
To
young
wake them
people,
up.
like generation, like millennials or generation was Z,
Yeah.
Hmm.
when they're wondering why like real estate prices are so high,
Yes.
mortgage rates are so high, or
Yes.
just not really mortgage rates because they're not historically high, but like the cost of a house or eggs or whatever, like a car, like there you can't buy a $5,000 car anymore. Like a new like if you want to buy a new car, it's going to cost you 25, $30,000 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they should be the ones that are angry because all this stuff is the stuff that's driving all the prices up. It's
Yes.
making everything more expensive is like the grift in America.
And yet they're being told that them uncovering all this corruption, like you're stupid if you think that it's going to be they're not going to line their own pockets with it. It's like they're going to show us the money that you guys are stealing and then they're going to take it and
For
That's kind of like
themselves.
that's just how that's how like retards think is like
I love it. Straight up.
if you walk somewhere, if you walk into a room somewhere and some
Yeah.
drunken person drops
Yeah.
their wallet, like they're the like low moral, zero moral retards that are just like,
Adam
I
Carolla has
I
always
will just
said,
steal his wallet.
Adam Carolla
It's
has
like
always said, and I
it's
told this to my
crazy.
son, he lost his wallet at school at Sac State. And I said, listen to me right now. I said, people who steal wallets are not out at campuses like, oh my God, this is my wallet. The majority of the people that find a missing wallet will turn your wallet in. Adam Carolla has always said that like criminals are not out looking for lost shit. So yeah, anyways,
They're
I'm
out there
Uh,
drunk.
purposely stealing.
Time to go.
well, we're winning. I mean, the main theme
Yeah, we
is
are.
like
Tiger's
we
blood,
are winning
baby.
for now. Trump's on a roll.
Yes.
Um, whether people like it or not, there's not much anything they can do about it. So there's a lot of crazy stuff being said about him.
I can't wait to wake up every day to see what he's done.
Yeah, mostly about,
Let's,
yeah, me too. Like mostly about Elon. They're going after him big time, but it's like
yeah, he's
there's
fine
not
with it.
there's nothing they can do about it for about 2 years.
A lot of time to get shit done. It's a lot of
Oh
time to put
man.
stuff on the table.
It is, but then it isn't. So it's like they gotta like keep going, keep going. Number 47, like keep going. Like don't take your foot off the gas. I don't think he is. I think he realizes that time is short.
Hmm.
There's a
Can't wait
story
to see
about
what happens
him.
at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's yeah, I kind of can't yeah, like I hope they just
Day and a half.
Elon can be off-putting. So like don't
Sure
He's
put
can.
autistic.
him.
He's autistic.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought that's what I just said. No, I'm just kidding. But like no, like yeah, the if he gets up on the screen during like a tense game and is like, "Oh, let me tell you about the we
I
spent
hope it's a
23 million on this."
beautiful,
It's like it's
I
gonna
hope it's a
be
beautiful Alice in Wonderland themed. Like, I hope you're like walking into like a tea party and they sit you down and I hope it's so like the metaphors. I just can't wait. I can't
okay.
wait.
Well,
Because
okay, if we're just dreaming,
Super Bowl commercials are beautiful,
I know,
statistically.
but if we're
They're
just
the best of the
but
best.
the Cyber truck is not.
No, it is not. It's everything.
Yeah, that's his
Ugh.
style. Like you never know.
Maybe Big Balls has some say.
Yeah,
I'm just
maybe.
saying.
Maybe.
I'm excited. So
Yeah, ideally the best situation is the Eagles are winning because I think most of America wants the
I
Eagles to
think the
win.
Eagles are gonna win.
And then all of a sudden, like there's a Trump commercial that starts with like an eagle screeching, like but like a good one. Not like a
Yeah.
menacing, but like a good one, like a good positive red, white, and blue
Yeah,
eagle. Comes
sure.
flying down, like eats a delicious salmon. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing bad, but just like pure goodness and freedom and
I hope that
you
they
know.
have so much money that I hope that maybe one of the commercials they buy the rights to that America, fuck yeah. I hope that
Yeah.
that's just like, wouldn't that be great?
South Park should donate that. Yeah, that's
They
got to be going.
should.
That song has got to be going through a lot of our heads these days. Because yeah, I do,
Every
man.
day
Like,
on repeat for me. But
yeah,
cold-blooded bitch. All right.
I
Happy
dig it. It's a
Friday.
catchy
Rantershop.com.
song. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
first. You know, that's the first movie I ever bought on iTunes was Team America: World Police.
Oh, bless your heart.
You
Look
It
at
would
was
do
kind of
you.
a
that.
time. It was kind of a timing thing, but yeah, that movie is so funny.
Nice.
Yeah, get it on Endless Ranters podcast. Eagles,
Buy your merch.
Buy your merch,
freedom.
I'm taking the
rantershop.com.
Eagles too. I think the Eagles are going to win because, football scripted.
Yeah, I'm not putting too much on. I would like to see that happen, but we'll see.
All right.
And also make asylums great again.
Yes.
Very
And
important.
when the concentration camps open, I hope, there's enough room for everyone's fucking tears.
Yeah.
Oh
Happy
boy.
Friday.
Talking about
Get on,
Gitmo.
everybody.
Yeah, they're putting people in Gitmo already.